You two are photogenic. That's what we're talking about tonight. Photos. Photos.
I said you'll have fun, and I won't disappoint you.
Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan, and I am off kilter because I have a giant dog underneath me. As we film right now, right underneath. Yeah, here's the furniture that the camera stands on, and here's me, and here's dog. So, yeah, a little off kilter today. But I think we are always a smidge off kilter anyway on this channel, which brings us to HOTFACE. Which is another word that no one understands, but me and Dan. Well, a lot of you too. We all have Kiss HOTFACE. My Kiss HOTFACE today is 1976. I don't know why. Woke up in a 1976 mood. So did Dan Thompson. He texted me that he was in a 76 mood too. I listened to Rock and Roll Over from beginning to end this morning, and it made me realize 3 things. 4 things actually. Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and Alive 2 translate into fall. Love Gun does not. Leave your HOTFACE below and let's wax. And I seriously have to move this dog. I feel like I'm gonna fall over. Onward and upward. Our first topic tonight is vintage Kiss paperback books. Now, Kiss is ubiquitous with books anymore. But in the 70s, when a Kiss book came out, it was more in the means of history and the story of Kiss, explaining who they were, what's going on, and what's going to happen in the future. Today, it's just all history of the band, and it seems like a new book comes out every year. I have recently upgraded one of my paperback books, so I thought today we would look at the vintage paperback books I have, and we'll start with the very first one, the Robert Duncan book from 1978, with the strangest proclamation on the back that says Punk Power. I wouldn't really call Kiss a punk band, but they certainly were a glam rock heavy metal band. Not even really heavy metal, glam rock and roll band. Now, this book is hugely important to my history, my life with this band. When I was a freshman in high school, my friend Brandon Funk gave me this book. It was his copy. And my sophomore year of high school, I did a book report on this in Mrs. Baudorf's sophomore English class. And I actually did a video where I went back to my high school with this book. And I remember the thumbnail for that video is one of my favorite photos of all time. Just anytime you can mix your childhood, teenage life history with Kiss, it's a good thing to me. And like, I love having Kiss days, right? Where you go out and your whole goal all day long is Kiss-oriented stuff. Going back to that high school that day with this book was one of my favorite Kiss days of all time. I also have the Japanese version of the same book. This is all in Japanese and has a slipcover. As you can see, the book is slipping down, and this is considerably bigger than its American counterpart. Bigger in size, bigger in girth. Wow. That's what she said. But, and has more pictures. Color photos inside. This is an awesome find if you can ever find one. They're fairly easy to find and easy to buy, but fun nonetheless. Japanese, you know, like we say, foreign pressings are amazing. And even foreign pressings of books are amazing. So we got the US version, the Japanese version, and they made an updated version in 2014. Completely different cover. That's why I had to buy it. You have to find every variant, right? You have to buy every variant. So here's Robert Duncan's book, from 2014. New cover, same principle inside. They did change Punk Power to Kiss Power on the back, but still fun. Variants are fun, foreign pressings are fun, and we've checkmarked both of those with this one book. Next up, Rock Stars from 1979. You have a slew of rock stars on the front here. Billy Joel, Kiss, Sha-Na-Na. I don't know who the other people are, but there you go. This is so Scholastic Book Fair. When you were in elementary school, you know, you'd go and all the books were on the table and you'd get to pick up some books and buy some fun stuff. Rock Stars, 1979. Kiss on the cover is a little chapter on Kiss. Got Fleetwood Mac on the back. And let's see if it lists everyone who's in here. Kiss, Fleetwood Mac, Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Na Na Na, Punk, Funk, and Future Stars at the very end. But it's a fun one to have, especially with Kiss on the cover. And lastly, the reason we're talking vintage paperbacks is the headliners from 1978. Got the altered Kiss logo, same cover on the back. Cool 77 photos. Got a lot of like black and white photos in here, which is a lot of fun. But this book comes with a poster, and mine that I've had forever never had the poster, and I recently upgraded thanks to Kiss Museum. Thank you, Xander. To one with the poster. And here is the book with the poster, and it folds out like this, and there you go. A cool ass 76. There we go with 76 again. Maybe led to my HOTFACE. 76 little mini poster inside of headliners. And lastly are photos or slides, and this is something I've never gotten into. I've never gotten into Kiss photos, never got into Kiss slides. I do have a couple photos. FL Dog has sent me some photos of Dynasty as well. Those are framed in like one of those 70s style family frames. They'll appear in Wax Night Basement 2.0. But slides are something I've never gotten into, and my buddy John Coy sent us an amazing plethora of slides, and I thought I would talk about those tonight because I do have another Kiss slide that I've never mentioned and I've always been meaning to, and tonight is the perfect opportunity. This is a cool ass slide from like the post Psycho Circus era into the 99-2000 era of Kiss, and this is a Pepsi Hot Topic slide. And what that was Pepsi Hot Topic was a marketing campaign they did in 1999 and 2000, and it would just have random like topics that were newsworthy, and so these Pepsi Hot Topics would appear. The shitty thing when you go to the movie theater, you have to sit through like 55 minutes of like previews and weird news bits. Well, Pepsi Hot Topic was one of those news bits, and this is a slide that would have been used in movie theaters of Gene circa 1999-2000. Trivia question: Gene Simmons, before becoming the fire-breathing demon in Kiss, was he a factory worker, an electrician, or a teacher? Well, we all know Gene was a teacher, but this is kind of fun. This is a little behind-the-scenes fun of pop culture. The slide actually says on it, Slot 12, Pepsi Entertainment. So you know that movie theaters across the nation probably had these slides by the millions and had to put them in slot 12 to run before, I don't even know, a 1999 or 2000 movie. Most movies were crap in that era. Horrible CGI. But there you go. Little Gene Simmons, cool, behind the scenes slide. Now the first set of slides we're going to look at, they are from Hartford, Connecticut, July 8th, 2000, and obviously taken by a fan in the stands because it's all kind of far away, no photo pass, no like professional photography. This is just a fan's photos put to slides, but it is interesting to note that, as we were just talking about the 2000s, this was a July 8th, 2000 concert, and capacity was literally 50% for this arena. And that almost goes to show, I've always said Kiss should have stopped after the reunion tour. Just do the reunion tour and stop and go back to Bruce and Eric in the band and be a non-makeup band. Had they done that, they wouldn't be the brand they are today. But back to Hartford, Connecticut, low attendance show, and makes me wonder, also interesting to note, almost a month after this was the second time that Kiss almost had to have a replacement. Almost a month after the show was the infamous show where Ace was late, and they literally dressed up Tommy, had him in makeup, ready to go, and Ace ended up showing up and playing the show. Cracks were definitely happening during this, and we'll take a look at all of these slides right now. Now this next set of slides is Animalize 1985, and on the slide itself it states Brian Rademacher, 87 Park Avenue, New Jersey. Now I do not know if Brian was a professional photographer. These slides do look professional to me, and the closest I can get on the Animalize tour was March 29th, 1985. In East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now the reason that's the only New Jersey show I could come across, and these slides also say April 85. So I'm thinking Brian maybe attended this East Rutherford, New Jersey show March 29th and had these Animalize slides done in April of 1985. And the coolest thing of all about the Animalize tour to me is that March 29th show would have been the very last time Kiss ever used that classic logo. I love that classic logo, and I never liked that they changed it after that. I know the Asylum logo was huge. I think the Crazy Nights one was like the biggest logo they ever used, but nothing to me says Kiss better than that classic 77-78 logo. The chasing lights. I just love the fact that it was used during Creatures, used during Lick It Up, and used during Animalize. And it's sad almost to think that March 29th, 1985, possibly when these photos were taken, that was the last time the world ever saw that Kiss logo. But let's take a look at these Animalize slides now. I did a little Columbo-style digging, and Brian Rademacher is the owner, administrator, and staff writer for Rock Eyes webzine, a rock music online magazine. And this address? The Rock Eyes site lists this address as the address that Brian could receive music demos. Brian was born in Brooklyn, New York, which implies a strong tie to the region of New Jersey. So there you go. And now we know these photos are professional. Brian, if you were at that March 29th, 1984 show, you got to see the logo for the last time. Good for you. Thank you very much, John, for this. Very, very freaking cool. I had so much fun going through these slides and presenting them to the massive nerds here on Friday night. Thank you very much for sharing some Kiss fun with me and allowing us to share it with all of you. I guess I don't have to go far for our outro, do I? Thank you for hanging with us tonight and waxing a little rock and roll nostalgia here with us in the Wax Night House. Be good to your babies. Spay, neuter, microchip. Take care. Be safe. We will talk to you soon. The little boy's over here like a good boy. You Crazy.